We launched our project in 2009 here in the city of Ghent, in the city hall behind me, where we brought all the partner cities together to have a start conference.
Het is voor het eerst dat Gent lead partner is in een project, in een Europees project als dit.
What brings those 8 cities together in this project? Well, they all share the same challenge. They have a former industrial port that is located very close to the city center, but is now being abandoned by the industrial activities.
The Blauwe Boulevard is nowadays a place with parking places for cars, with empty buildings. We will create new quays for pedestrians, for cyclists. We also make a new park at both sides of the canal zone.
Hasselt is interesting because the way they solve their traffic and parking problems, they do it from an integrated strategy for the whole city.
Nowadays, the road nearby the canal zone is a very busy road. In the future, we will construct new quays for pedestrians and for cyclists. Interreg in Hasselt is the construction of the first part of the quay. It will determine the future view of the quay of the Blauwe Boulevard.
The project is about 8 hectares big. It's situated along a huge dock that we see here. In the half of the project we also have a smaller dock where we intend to organize a marina. We will build about 1,000 dwellings on the project site with also some commercial sites. The project has a direct connection to the beach and the seaside, and we also have the lighthouse nearby the project.
In Ostend, I remember the very high architectural ambition of the city with the architecture of Christine Konings architecten.
In Ostend they used an interesting public-private strategy to develop a new waterfront project.
The Interreg project consists of the reorganization of the quays along the Vuurtoren dock. Between the project and the marina we have to realize a high-quality public space.
All the meetings had 2 parts. One part was about the knowledge exchange program. The other part was about, let's say, the day-to-day business of the project. A lot of things had to be arranged and agreed upon with all the partners together.
Piershaven is our inner city development. 1.5 kilometer length of the water. There's the city center, and over there is nature project Moerenburg. We are building here 1,600 houses.
Tilburg is more or less a copy of Hasselt. We have there also a canal and then a dock that goes straight to the center. Lots of brilliant old museum ships. It's an open-air museum.
The Interreg in Tilburg is the renewal of this part of the public area. It's ready now. In the weekends there are a lot of terraces and people when there's something going on at the water. They like it.
The project of Tilburg really surprised and inspired me about the water activities program. The barber shop on the water, sleepover parties on the water and stuff like that.
In Tilburg the project is more integrated in the city itself. It looks for me very green. That's totally different of the other projects.
The Vaartkom area is a former industrial site in the center of Leuven, and it's lying at the end of the canal that connects Mechelen with Leuven. The redevelopment area has a surface of about 450,000 square meters. Within there is 100,000 square meter public green space.
Leuven, a beautiful city and a beautiful park which belonged to a monastery before and now will be part of the city and the development of the harbour front there and get it open to public.
Our project is funded by the Interreg program. The importance of this input, this funding of money from Interreg, is that we could start investments in each city to make a small part that's important to disclose the area, then for further development that comes afterwards.
The Interreg project consists of a new access from the Vaartkom area to the Keizersberg Park on top of the hill.
Yeah, Leuven, they have a unique selling point, the lower side of the Vaartkom, and then higher at the mountain, almost the Abbey. And that's very interesting how they make the connection, how that will work for the people living there.
We're standing here on the dock in the center of Vlissingen. The dock is about 400 meters long. In the future it will be an area with housing, economics, water recreation, and in the center of it will be the restored peridock.
In Vlissingen they have a big harbour and it's not easy just to create a good relation in between the city and a harbour.
In Vlissingen we saw the old wooden dock of Perry. It's a historical element. It gives a lot of atmosphere.
Peridock is the Interreg part of the project. The dock was used for building ships and it will be totally restored, and in the future it will be an eye-catcher in the total development and a very important touristic spot.
Most important topics we have to connect a new city area, new developed area with the city center. Connection is not only physical, we do a physical investment, but also mentally. We have to make sure that the people who live in the city get to know the new areas, the areas that are to be developed.
On the background you see the city center. We start here in this area and make the area part of the center.
We are here at only 700 meters from the city center, and the potential of this place is that we can develop without expanding. In fact, we can grow without becoming too big.
The second topic is the water. The water gives openness. What's more important in a city than being close to everything, but have that openness?
The islet is an old harbour of about 1.5 million square meters. 1/3 of the surface is water and it's now transforming into a lively neighbourhood next to the water with a city museum on the stream.
Antwerp, the museum, really wonderful, wonderful architectural building. As a function, it will get an enormous boost to the development there because everyone wants to be there as a visitor or as a worker or as an inhabitant.
Our Interreg project is creating a missing link of the cultural axis. It's the renewing of the quay sites in between the museum on the stream and the northern part of the island. We want to create a mix of housing, different types of housing, and also under the water. We will realize some new functions like new marinas, new museum harbour, and from the summer of 2012 on, a new floating swimming pool.
are here in the middle of the designer outlet center Roermond, an outlet center of about 30,000 square meters. And this was the beginning of the economic impulse for the development here in the surroundings. We are here on the old city walls of the city of Roermond, just near the marketplace. It's only 50 meters away. The passage is our part in the Interreg project. As you can see, there's a main road in between the inner city of Roermond and the site. So we choose to create a passage underneath that road to connect both areas. And about 4 million visitors pass the passage every year.
The passage in Roermond is as wide that it's becoming a kind of public square underneath the ground. This was a very nice example of creating valuable public space.
We want our projects to be future-proof. We want to make sure that the investments that are being made now and then that will be made also in the future will be sustainable.
I think so, yeah, it's future-proof. Because of the recession, the type of housing is changing. I think it's a good area.
Hasselt is a city with lots of young people. With the project of the Blauwe Boulevard, we give them the opportunity to live and to work at the neighborhood very close to the center of Hasselt.
The project is situated along the 3 oldest docks of Ghent. This is a surface of 13 hectares and almost 1.7 kilometers long, and a total 22.5 hectares of a new district, who is going to be joined with the center of Ghent.
In Ghent, we learned the importance of connections. First make good connections and then make the rest of your projects. Good way of thinking.
Here we are standing at our Interreg projects. We are building together with Waterwegen and Zeekanaal a new bridge for Ghent. Connection of the old docks with the inner city with a new cycling and pedestrian bridge of almost 110 meters long and 6 meters wide.
Ghent had also a competition about the bridges. We also had a competition about the bridge. That was interesting. I'm wondering how it will be in reality.
When we all started out with the project, we mostly thought about our own investment. That's normal. But in the course of the project, the partner cities came closer together. Now there is a team.